Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So this tutorial is a continuation of our Pandas series that we began earlier. Okay, so if you're new to my channel, well, welcome to this channel. This channel we're going to be doing all about programming stuff and stuff like coding, Python, data science, machine learning and stuff like that. So if you're interested in such materials, content, I kindly ask you to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you can be updated whenever I post any new videos and any new content. Okay, so let's continue with our Pandas series. So today's tutorial we are going to go over how to filter different columns based on whether a certain column is the values is greater than something or less than something. Okay, so I'll just bring you here and then I'll go df dot we'll be using this. Okay, so I'll just copy this. We are selecting the age column. So if you have enjoyed this tutorial, the last tutorial, you can go back and refer to that tutorial. So we're just going to select df.log and then we want to find the ages that are let's say are greater than 20. Okay, so let's say the ages that are greater than, let's say 25. So greater than, so GT stands for greater than, and then provide in here the value. So let's find all the ages that are greater than 25, and then here we get back the true and the false values back. Okay, so now we can see we have true, false, true, false, true, false. Okay, so what it means is that 29 is greater than 25, so it's true. 30 here is greater than 25, so it's also true. 23 is less than 35, so it's false, so we got back false. And then also you can see here that the 43 is greater than 25, so we got back true. So to actually see this in a data frame, just need to say df, and then we can provide this right here like this, and then we can run our code again, and we can see we have the data frame back with those specific values that are greater than 25. Okay, so let's also look at the gf, and then gf dot let me just paste what I copied. So the age column will also be on the age column because it's the only numeric value that we have in this data set, this data frame. So we'll also look at less than. So less than, let's find all the ages. So this is with dot less than, this is actually a dot. So dot less than let's say less than 30, right? So let's say 35. Okay, so let's find all the ages that are less than 35, and we have a couple of them being true, almost all of them being true. So there's only one age that is not greater than 35. So let's actually see this. So just go put this in the data frame and then surround that with square bracket. So now we can find all the ages that are evaluated to true have been returned to us within this data frame, and we can find that all of the values that we have are less than 35. Okay, so now let's go on to, let me just paste that we have been working with. So let's go on to greater than or equal. So let's find all the ages that are greater than or equals to 23. So if I run this, there's only there are only, all of them, they are greater or equals to 23, right? Because looking at this, the youngest is 23, so all of them evaluated to true. Let's find the ones which are greater or equals to 20, let's say 37 instead. So we can find we get only one, because only 43 is greater than 49. I think is 40. I think it's 40, right? Here is 43, which is greater than 35. So I can just run this again, put this in the data frame, and we can get back 43 is the only age which is greater or equals to greater or equals to 37, right? So now let's go and look at equal, right? So we are looking for all the ages that are equal to, maybe equals to 23, right? So we get only one to be true, right? We got only one to be true. Yeah, exactly. So you can just go ahead and actually run this to see it in a data frame. So put that there, and then we can have Helena is the only person who is equal, whose age is equal to 23. So this is how you can filter different numeric columns. So in the future we'll also look at how to filter the textual columns and stuff like that. So this all I wanted us to talk about in this tutorial. So in the next tutorial we'll look at other different methods that we can work with. But before we go, let's just look at a few common methods. So for example, we can have df dot let me just paste the one that we have been working with, dot age. I can want to add something. So I want to add maybe 2 to all the ages, right? So I can just run this and I have all the ages added to all the ages. Okay, so now let me just run df and then you can see what I mean by that. So now you can see that before let me just move this data thing up here. So I just move this up, and then down here we can see before I added it, all the ages were 29, 31, 23 and 43, right? So now let me assign this back to our data frame. So I can just go in here and I think you can just use the replace. So just if you want documentation, you can just press shift and then tab. This should bring the documentation. I think this one doesn't have, so we can just go ahead and actually say df you can just do this, and then we can say this, right? So now we need to provide in the age. So we're just changing the age column to be this specific column, where we take the previous age column and add 2 to each of it. So I'll run all of this and then I'll just run a df, and we can see now all our ages have been incremented by 2. Okay, so now we can also do subtraction and stuff like that, division. So I'll just copy this and paste this here. So we can also do subtraction. So we'll minus 1 from all our ages, and then we can go df. You can see we took 1 from all our ages. We took 2 from all our ages, so we added 2 and we minus 2, so we got back the original value right there. So we can actually go and actually paste this one more time. We can also do a division. So we can just do div, and then we can divide all our ages by 2, and we have that floating points numbers right there. So we can also use the maybe power and stuff like that. So if you want to raise all the certain numbers to power, you can just do that. So just paste that, and then we're going to be raising it to power of 2. So we're going to raise all the ages to the power of 2, and when we run this, we can see what values we get. So we took these integers and raised them to the power of 2, and we got back these floating point numbers, and we raised it to 2, and we got back some floating point numbers as well. So this is how you can work with different other methods, selecting it, filtering it. Maybe you want to add something to, you want to divide it, and then later on you want to filter it, right? So maybe you have ages, you want to add 2 to it, and then you want to filter it based on if it's greater or equal to a certain value. So that's how you can do filtering in Pandas with numbers. Okay, so in the next tutorials, coming up tutorials, we'll look at how to also do the same thing but to strings or textual data. So guys, all I wanted to talk to you about in this tutorial. Thanks for watching. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I kindly ask you to subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up, share this video with your friends and family. I really spend a lot of time really making this. So one way you can easily support me is just hitting the subscribe button, hitting the notification bell, so that you can get updates anytime I upload more future videos on Pandas that we are currently working on. So thank you for watching. See you in the next tutorial.